Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome to my hobby blog. So Shout Factory, I don't know how they did this because usually it takes quite a long time, but I did the sale, I guess. Okay, maybe it's not too surprising, but about a week ago I did the Shout sale, the Shout Factory slash Scream Factory sale, and it showed up out of nowhere today. They had a shipping estimation for Thursday. I think Thursday night by 10 p.m., I think it said. And I happened to look at the shipping today, just, during lunch, and it said out for delivery. And I said, oh, okay, so I have a package waiting for me when I get home. And I opened it, and oh my gosh, it filled me with so much happiness because a lot of these releases I have been trying to get for many years. A lot of final movies by directors who I'm almost complete on. I got a lot of slipcovers, shockingly, of older releases that I thought had no slipcovers left. And they're sealed. And I also have a lot of horror films that I got for this month that I have never seen. And so I'm very excited to finally have those. And I guess we shall jump into it. This is just going to be Shout Factory releases. I don't think I'll have another haul video for quite a while. I thought last night's that I did with the Kino Lorber sale was it for at least a week, and then I got it today. So, the day after my upload. But let's jump into this. This is very exciting. The first title that I got is one that has been around for quite a while. And it's not really heavy on special features, but this is a very classic, I don't want to say 80s. It is 80s, 1981. And this is a film that everybody ever has seen, except for me, in terms of horror movie fanatics. This is the film, The Burning. I finally have it. For many years, I've thought about wanting to get it, and I've always passed on it. I've never been sure if I would consider myself a fan of the slasher genre, and so I finally, I think, enjoy slashers. So I had to get one of the more famous ones that a lot of people recommend. I know nothing about this. I think Tom Savini did the effects. Yep, special makeup and effects by Tom Savini. So at least it'll look good. Oh my god. It's a Harvey Weinstein production. Fuck that guy. Wow. Okay, so still excited to watch it though. It stood the test of time, so it must be good. That is The Burning from 1981. This next one I got because I had to have it. This is a John Carpenter, Tobe Hooper collaboration. Everyone knows what this movie is by this point. This also has the uncut version, which I did not even realize there were multiple cuts of this film. But oh my god, Body Bags. I finally have it. This was one that I embarrassingly couldn't really talk about when me and Will did the John Carpenter. No, the George Romero. Okay, nothing to do with George Romero. That was the other movie I'm thinking of. But this one is one that I have been wanting to watch. Tobe Hooper, I'm a big fan of. I've been reading up a lot of his stuff lately from the American Twilight book. And then I have most of John Carpenter's releases at this point, aside from this. One other one that I also got on this one, and then a few that were not on sale for this Halloween sale. But oh my god, anthology horror film with John Carpenter as the crypt master, basically, crypt keeper. And then Tobe Hooper is in charge of this film too. So, oh my god. Cannot wait to finally watch this. Never seen it before. This next one I have seen many times and I don't like it, but as a completionist of George Romero films, I had to get it. But I did not realize, but there's a unrated cut of this film, which I don't think I have seen yet. So I hope that one at least helps. There's an audio commentary with zombie performers. I'll skip that. But there is an audio commentary with George Romero. So for both cuts of the film. So I am very excited to watch this. Oh, I haven't even showed it. Land of the Dead. I don't care for this movie really at all. It's been a few years though. The last time I saw this, I think, was in Will's class, and I was like, yeah, I still don't like it. And that was, I think, 2018, spring, maybe fall that I took that. It was in the spring actually of 2017, because that was the year that Criterion released Night of the Living Dead on Criterion, and we weren't able to use that release for the class. But yeah, Land of the Dead. I'm definitely jumping into the special features first, because I've seen this movie a number of times, and each time I don't care for it really at all. This next one is one that I really needed in my collection, and I actually don't have the original one still on physical media, but this is a movie that has been hyped up by everyone, directed by William Peter Blatty, the author of The Exorcist. And if you don't know yet, it is Exorcist III. I don't know what the title of the movie is. Isn't it like Resurrection? Maybe it's just called The Exorcist 3. But I have not seen this. I'm a huge fan of this guy here. Of course, I forget his name when I'm sitting here looking at him. Oh my gosh. What's his name? Brad Dourif. That's his name. Forgot his name. His name just flew right out of my head. But I heard this one's a really great sequel. I know nothing else about it, except the old lady crawling on the ceiling. That's all I know about it. And I cannot wait to see what the hype has been about for this movie. There's a new director's cut, which I don't know if it's good. I know nothing about this movie. I only know that it's good. Exorcist 3, yay! Very excited to finally have it. This next one I got mostly because I want to start getting into the Hammer horror. I don't think I've seen a single one in my life, unless I've seen it in a class. But this is obviously the first one I had to get. It stars Christopher Lee as the title character. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. I believe this is the most famous one, the one that everybody loves. I don't know anybody really in this movie at all. I'm looking at all the names. I know Bram Stoker, who did the original. But, yeah. I'm excited to see, finally, Christopher Lee as Dracula. I have not seen a single movie with him as Dracula yet. This next movie I got because I really fucking love it. It's one of my favorite recent horror movies of all time. I love the anthology aspect that actually comes together into a single kind of cohesive narrative. I love sort of the creature that's in this movie. I wouldn't say it's a creature feature at all, but this movie is absolutely amazing, and I eagerly await the sequel. It is Trick or Treat. I love this movie. I've seen it ever since it first came out, and my love for it just continues to grow. I may save this one for Halloween night. It's amazing. I also highly recommend Krampus by the same director, which I've done a review on. I did that, I guess, last year, around the time when that release came out. But, yeah, this director, Michael Dougherty, he is absolutely amazing in everything he does, except for Godzilla King of the Monsters. That movie was awful. I hated that movie. Even the fight scenes in that movie sucked. But, Trick or Treat. I cannot wait to finally, well, not finally, rewatch it, because it's only been like 2 years since I've seen it, but, it's nice to finally have a physical copy. This next one, I guess I'm a sacrifice for, because they just announced the 4K of it today. Literally today. and I have the Blu-ray of it that I just bought. Oh well, this is at least a 4K restoration, so it's the definitive edition if you want to stay with Blu-ray, which I may stick with the Blu-ray for this movie, but it's a Brian De Palma film that I haven't seen in probably 15 years. I remember watching this as a kid, and I hated the ending because it was a big jump scare, probably my first jump scare I'd ever seen in a movie. Maybe not 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, but I read the book recently, I think a year or two ago, for the first time, and really enjoyed it, by Stephen King. And if you don't know what this movie is yet, Carrie, you're welcome, everybody, for being the sacrifice for the 4K release. I haven't seen this movie in a very long time, but there are a lot of new special features for this release. New interviews with the writer, editor, a new 4K scan, revisiting the original film's locations, interviews with Sissy Spacek, everybody. Piper Laurie, who was in Twin Peaks. I can't wait to see if I can spot her in this movie. But this movie is amazing. Everyone knows it. Happy to finally own a physical copy. And I can't wait to revisit it. Another horror, or Hammer horror film that I have obtained this sale. One that I have not seen, but everyone talks about it always. And it's the same director as Horror of Dracula, which I just showed, or Dracula, Prince of Darkness, who is Terence Fisher. This is the film The Curse of the Werewolf. Again, I know nothing about Hammer horror. I know of it. I know kind of the heavy influences that Tobe Hooper had when he was making his own films, especially with The Funhouse. If you've seen that, they just announced, or they just released a 4K of that, which I've heard is a very good restoration. I don't know if I'll upgrade it, maybe one day, but I am very excited to finally dive into this kind of blind spot that I've had. For many years, my dad has talked about Oliver Reed as the Wolfman, and it is very exciting for me to finally see what my dad has been hyping up. Maybe I'll have to make him watch it with me for the first time, but this is from 1961. In my head, for some reason, Hammer horror happened in the 70s, but all of these films happened from, I think, the early 50s all the way into the 60s, is what I'm not really sure of, but sounds about right to my head. But really the only movies I've seen Oliver Reed in is, of course, the remake of Wolfman, where he had a cameo, and then Gladiator. I don't think he was in Gladiator. Maybe he was in Gladiator. Yeah, he was, because he died while filming that movie, because he... Apparently, I haven't looked it up in a very long time, but I recall that he... his doctor said something like, if you drink one more drop of blood, that you will basically die because your body just has taken too much alcohol in your life. And he accidentally drank alcohol while doing a scene for Gladiator and ended up dying. And it's very upsetting because I have seen him in The Brood by David Cronenberg. Probably one of the most fucked up endings of a Cronenberg movie, outside of maybe Crash. I wouldn't say Videodrome is all that messed up, but definitely The Brood. But again, Hammer horror, I'm filling in some blind spots. This next one I got because I'm wanting to learn a whole lot more about John Waters. And this is a movie that I've heard pretty good things about. I know nothing about it. I know Kathleen Turner is in it, who is a really great actress. I think she's in Crimes of Passion with Anthony Perkins, which is a era release. And that movie's amazing. I haven't seen it since I bought it. I remember that was back in the day when I was getting like 1 or 2 era movies a year for like a 3-year stretch. And that was one of my first ones I ever got. But this is the John Waters film, Serial Mom. Probably the definitive edition. It's nice that they got together a new conversation with the director John Waters and the two actresses Kathleen Turner and Mink Stoll, who is in Pink Flamingos also, and she's great in that. I see there's a lot of high-profile appearances in this movie, according to the back. Tracy Lords, Suzanne Summers, and Patty Hearst. All names that I recognize and need to know more about, but very excited to continue my journey into John Waters. Oh, that sounded nasty. That is not what I meant, but let's go on to the slipcovers. Apparently on this one, they imported it from Canada. Interesting. There's a sticker on here. This is the film by John Carpenter that nobody likes. It's one that I am very hesitant on even watching it, but I know I want to at least have it in order to say that I have a complete John Carpenter catalog. This is the sequel to Escape from New York. Escape from LA. Really cool slipcover. I swear that this slipcover went out of print. So I wonder if I scored like a sealed one that somebody from Canada returned and was like, oh my god, I saw this movie on streaming, I hated it, return it. That's probably the only way that this movie was returned sealed. I know nothing about this, but everybody ever is involved. And I just really hope that I get some more enjoyment than what people give it. So, Escape from LA. Not a Halloween movie, I know, but whatever. Now, this next one, I am shocked that I have the slipcover for. I am quite confident in saying that the slipcover is out of print, because this release has been out forever. And unless they did a reprinting of the slipcover, I think I have something special. This is a movie that I have not seen, that I've been waiting literally years to watch. I've known about it very well, and I heard that part 1 does not matter, and that you need to watch part 2 because part 2 reuses half of the movie of the original. And if you don't know already, this is a Christmas film. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. I cannot wait to finally watch this. This is one that I'm going to have to save for the Christmas holiday. I know nothing about this, but there are interviews with... I thought I just saw the name Joe Bob Briggs on here. And I can't find it, but they do have a new commentary with the director, so that'll be very interesting to read up on kind of the history of this film. Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. So, another Hammer horror film. I don't know if this is a new release or not, but it has Peter Cushing in it. So I basically hit the big three outside of Vincent Price, maybe. But this is the film all about Dracula, but not starring Dracula, as far as I know, with Christopher Lee. This is the film Brides of Dracula, or The Brides of Dracula. I'm generally a pretty big fan of the character of Dracula, and I've always been kind of curious about the wives, because the wives of Dracula are very brushed over in the original novel, in my opinion. So I'm very excited to finally see a movie based around them. So, and from the Hammer horror era. So I'm excited to finally go into this. I'm trying to see any names that I recognize. Directed by Terrence Fisher. I feel like he has directed every single Hammer horror movie at this point. Oh, for a second it didn't read. Brides of Dracula. Excited for this one. Need more Hammer horror in my collection. So we shall see how I react. Now, these next two I got only because they were on sale. I never intended on buying these, especially the upgrade. So this one I definitely got because There's like a giant rip in this. Oh well. I never cared for this entry in the Halloween franchise, but I want to revisit it. And they had it on sale on the 4K. Halloween 2. I've never really had strong feelings on this. I remember really enjoying it the first time I watched it, and then slowly I forgot everything about it. To the point now where I'm like, maybe I didn't like it as much, but this is why I got it, so I could revisit and really be sure. But there is a new interview on this with Jeffrey Chernoff, who is the production manager. Not a name that I know that well, but I am excited to go into this again. Halloween 2. And then finally, the last thing I got, which I've kind of already spoiled. It's an upgrade. And I mostly did this because the Blu-ray edition does not have subtitles. That's honestly the only reason I upgraded it, because it drives me crazy not having subtitles. And this is my favorite entry in the series. It might be heresy to even say that, but Halloween 3, probably my favorite of these covers. But the reason why I got 2 and 3, what really pushed me to finally get them, is the fact that Walmart out of nowhere posted the sequels for like $20 for the box set of 6, 7, and 8. I don't know what the titles are for those films, but 6 through 8, they posted the box set originally at $100, and then they posted it for $20. And everybody bought a copy. Everyone I knew bought a copy. I knew somebody who got 142 copies, I believe, in hopes to kind of resell them and make money back. But they canceled every order, and I'd already ordered these 2 films. And I said, fuck, I guess I'm stuck with these movies now. I don't mind it. I needed to upgrade them, especially number 3, but number 2, I think, is due for a rewatch. Might wait until the end of the month to finally watch part 2, but part 3, I think I'll definitely rewatch soon on 4K. But I'm very excited to finally have part 3 on with subtitles. So yeah, Halloween 3. So those are all of my pickups from the Shout Factory sale. No box sets. There aren't really any box sets that I'm interested in. Maybe the Wreck trilogy, I think they have, but I didn't see it on the list when doing the sale, so I didn't get it. But I got many good titles, so a lot of blind spots are being filled. Excuse me, hiccups. I'm just excited to finally have all of these classic Shout Factory releases. So that's it for now. I need to go and do day 3 of Spooktober, and then I'll upload the video. So I'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching.